Good morning, students. Today's Wednesday, April 29th, and here is your science lesson today. I'm going to start with a recap from Monday. Monday, you should have learned or you should have been reminded of photosynthesis, which is a process in which plants use sun energy to create food. The opposite of photosynthesis is respiration. Respiration is where animals use food for energy. Today we're going to really build off of photosynthesis, and we're going to look at this target for today. Summarize how energy from the sun is transferred from producers to consumers to decomposers. We're going to focus on the sun and how the energy from the sun moves from producers to consumers to decomposers. Let's start by looking at a desert ecosystem. An ecosystem is a system of organisms in which they live. What are the living things that we can see in the desert? Well, not necessarily the sand or the soil, but we can see plant life in this image. So this plant life has been brought to life probably through a combination of rain and sunlight. Sunlight, think about photosynthesis. So how does the sun affect this ecosystem? Well, the sun provides the energy for that plant life to grow, and that plant life is going to be consumed by a primary consumer, such as this desert rabbit. Sunlight, producers, primary consumers. Just a refresher, a primary consumer is a organism that eats plants. Okay, so this ecosystem starts with the sun. Now we have a rattlesnake, which we could find in the desert, which would be a secondary consumer. What is the rattlesnake going to do to the rabbit? Probably eat it. If there's any matter left over from that rabbit matter will become a part of the soil, the sandy soil, and any of that plant life that decomposes and dies, that's going to become a part of the the soil in the desert as well. So, sunlight, energy, producers, consumers, and then that matter, whether it's plant life or animal matter, that will decompose. The same thing happens in a different ecosystem, the forest. So we've got plenty of green trees and plant life in the forest. They're going to be our producers. They're going to become green because of photosynthesis. Remember, those leaves and those plant lives, they're absorbing that energy through carbon dioxide and water. It's going to use a process known as photosynthesis to create those green trees and that green plant life. That plant life is going to become food in this ecosystem for a chipmunk. Chipmunks will eat grasses, they will eat plants, yes, they'll eat some nuts, but they will feed on a vegetarian diet. Primary consumers. Secondary consumer, here's a fox. What do you think the fox is going to do to the chipmunk? Probably eat it. It's a secondary consumer. Okay? But again, this ecosystem begins with energy from the sun, which is transferred into all of that plant life we see. We've got primary consumers, meaning the chipmunk, and we've got secondary consumers, being the fox. Unfortunately, one day that fox is going to get old, probably get sick, and he'll die, and that fox matter will become a part of the soil in the ecosystem, which will serve as a decomposer. All right, here's a real quick preview to next week. Next week, we're going to get into abiotic factors. And I just want to focus on sunlight here today because sunlight is a non-living component of any ecosystem. It's going to provide energy for plant life, and that plant life is going to lead to our food chain being developed through primary and secondary consumers. Summary for today. Energy flows through ecosystems in one direction. It begins with the sun. The sun transfers its energy to producers. Those producers become food for primary consumers. And then primary or secondary consumers, when they decompose, when they die, when they break down, plant life also will do that. That'll become part of the soil in whatever ecosystem it is, whether it's desert, forest, tundras, doesn't really matter. Okay? So it all begins with the sun and how the sun flows through producers. You got 2 assignments today on Google Classroom. They've already been uploaded. You got an Ed puzzle. Should take you no more than 10 minutes to complete that Ed puzzle. And then you've got a quick check, a 4-question quick check, which is also uploaded to Google Classroom. Please remember, boys and girls, this science work shouldn't be taking you more than half an hour, 30 minutes. Okay? Have success, and I will look forward to seeing you next week.